Okay, so welcome to the Warcraft Raiders website. This video is going to show you how to navigate your way around it. It shouldn't be too difficult. Just going to point out a few things and some of the features that are in and will be coming soon. There are specific sections of the website that are not populated just yet, and there's very good reason for that, which I will go through. This website is running in tandem with my YouTube channel. Some of you may come this way from my YouTube channel. Some of you may not have done. You will notice embedded links to my videos in various parts of the site. Feel free to go onto those and subscribe if you want to see new videos as they come up. There are articles. It's not just a website with videos on this. There are article guides as well, which may be useful. So who's this website for? Ultimately, it's raiders of World of Warcraft. And it doesn't matter whether it's LFR, normal, heroic or mythic. I am a mythic raider in the guild Echoes at the moment on EU Laughing Skull. And but this guide is for anyone who wants to do any form of raiding. But I generally lean more towards encouraging people to move up through the difficulties as much as their schedule allows. Now there are four main sections here at the moment. You can click on them up here as well. We'll click on the About one just to begin with. This just gives you a bit of an introduction to here. There's a link to my Twitter account there and the email account that's linked to this website here. I also have another email account linked to my YouTube channel. Sort of up to you which one you use. Probably tidier to use this one if it's about anything to do with the website, however. So if we just click back to the home, so these are the four main sections, and as I say, they're all up here again for easy navigation back. I will just point out that I am going through this on the unpublished version. I haven't uploaded it to the website yet. Obviously when you are watching this video it will have been. And this video guide will also appear on the front page here just to help people navigate around it, newcomers to the site. Now, World of Warcraft Legion, obviously at the moment the expansion is going to be coming out. If you're watching this video and I've only just made it, it's still a long time off yet, and I am not yet taking part in testing of there, but there's going to be a lot of information coming over the following months. Now at the moment there is no real content in here, it's just preparation. I have put notices up here to this effect, noting that, you know, more and more information will come in as we know more. I am reluctant to put information in just based on second-hand information, even if I think it's reliable. I'd rather see it for myself, at the very least, so I can add commentary. But there are some things in here. If we click on abilities, for example, some things are known. Nothing in there yet, because this is where I'm going to populate my own content. But down here we've got links for the latest talent trees and class abilities on Wowhead. Similar sort of thing for the artifact traits, which is the weapons we're getting in Legion. And then here's a link to the US forum, the Legion forum. And there's another link down there. And for the EU version, there's another link there. You can click to that. So then we can go back to Legion, have a look. But the rest of them, there isn't anything really in there at the moment. I'm sort of steering clear of the storyline aspects. There are people reporting on storylines and things like that. Staying clear of that a little bit more until it's fleshed out. Often when you get into alpha as well at the moment, or even early beta, quests can be done in funny old order. You don't necessarily get the full storyline picture of various things. But obviously once I start populating this, do be warned, there will be spoilers. This is absolutely spoiler laden. Leveling is going to cover, to begin with, what you can do while you're leveling and how it differs to leveling in previous expansions. Most specifically in... Oh dear, that's a bit slow. I hope that's not going to do that live. But most specifically when you are compared to Warlords of Draenor. But also later on there will be guides just showing you little things that you might easily miss. Remember, one of the big things in Legion is you're not tied to a linear path through zones. You can do zones in any order you like, apart from Suramore. This is most definitely a level cap zone, but all the rest of the zones will scale to you when you go into them, so feel free to explore. Raiding and dungeons, this is what I do at Endgame. This is my main thing here. So there'll be information on the dungeons, both the leveling and the level cap dungeons, as well as challenge mode. This is very different to the challenge mode as we know it at the moment. And then of course raids as more information becomes known on that. But this doesn't happen until very late on. And I won't be reporting on very much of these. I may be adding some content to these before I get into beta, but not a huge amount. Professions, I love my professions, so I will be putting information in here. Again, when it's known, at the moment I don't think there's very much in, and certainly I haven't been able to experience it, but when I do, I will definitely be putting information in there. And finally, from my point of view, world content. What is there when we get to level cap to do in the world? They've made a big show of the fact that they need to be able to do more. We need to be able to do more. We certainly need more variety of content. What's that going to entail? Now, you'll have a look here and you'll notice there's one obvious thing missing, and that's PvP. Well, I'm not a PvP player. I wouldn't really like to report too much on the PvP side of things. Certainly not to the point where I do a separate section. Now, if I do get to test any PvP and have anything worthwhile saying, but I would suggest actual PvP players will give the most informed opinion. I may add a few things into the margins here, just as an aside. But anyway, in terms of things that are populated, Retribution Theatre, I am a Retribution Paladin. What started me off on the YouTube channel was actually doing well, I've had the channel for many years. Initially it was just for uploading videos for guild mates and friends and things like that. Then I started to do a few video guides because I didn't think there were any good quality ones available on YouTube. There are some good quality ones in forums if you know where to look, but not video ones, not that I was aware of. It was mostly a few minutes of people going, oh, I'll show you how to play Retribution Paladin, and then stood in front of a training dummy hitting stuff and glowing yellow, and somehow getting lots of views. But I thought I would do some quality ones there. And there are links to them here, but I've also done an article version as well. The video guides, some of my videos are quite long because there is detail to learn in the class. But just as like a little starter, I've put some information here. This should cover all the basics of how to use the Retribution Paladin in live, as in Warlords of Draenor as it is now. There's a couple of links to suitable videos as well that might be useful to follow on from, and I will be putting links in to other videos back here that I also have in my series. Paladin Tales. This is a bit of a fun series I've been doing recently, where I talk about again, video series, how I've been playing World of Warcraft, going back into the past, because I played a Paladin for all this time. There was a big chunk taken out in the middle of sort of Wrath and Cataclysm, but I've got a lot of experience playing Paladins through the different expansions, and I've been doing a series of videos on those. There's 3 out at the moment. There's going to be another one coming out very soon, in the next day or two. It's already out, of course, if you're watching this video sometime later, and then the other one's placeholders there. But again, if you're looking at this video sometime later, they might already be in. And at the moment, finally, there will be other ones added in the next week or so. The series on Hellfire Citadel Damage Guide. I run through an introduction to how the Retribution Paladin plays in 6.2 in Hellfire Citadel, and I've got links to the videos. All this is on YouTube as well, but there's links here for all of the different parts. It takes you through all of the bosses and what I think are the important things to bear in mind in terms of maximizing effective damage. This is not on how to rank guide at all. I have no interest in ranks. I have interest in being useful and killing the boss. Now, there will be a certain amount of this. I mean, one of the things that prompted me to do the website in the first place is that people might be seeing some of my videos and then not wanting to hunt around too much to find other ones. I do organise them into playlists, but some people don't naturally click to that. But whereas having a website, I can arrange them in very sensible areas like this, and it just helps people out. or I think anyway. Of course, it won't be for some people. Some people will be absolutely fine with the YouTube channel. Some people might just prefer to sort of stick to this, and some people both. So that's what we've got for Retribution at the moment. It will be increased. And then World of Warcraft, this is sort of a bit of a blogging area. I'm going to sort of, this will change the most probably in the coming couple of weeks as I turn it into a full-scale blogging thing. It's just anything that I think of to do with Warcraft, what's going on with me at the time. I do a video series on this each week. I bring out a video blog, but I might also just add up some of my own thoughts here. The advantage being with a blog, once I've input, at the moment this is just a web page, but once I insert a blog and get that going, is I can add thoughts maybe a bit more frequently if necessary. At the moment, of course, there isn't a great deal happening in World of Warcraft, but once the new expansion launches, then probably things will be happening on a daily basis, and even though I might not add a blog every day, several times a week might be possible. Then we come to the Raidcraft section. Now, I am not just interested in doing guides for Retribution Paladins. I have great interest in raiding in general. I absolutely love raiding, and I would encourage as many people as possible to get into raiding. So to that effect, at the moment this is a relatively small section, but there are several articles that I've already been putting in. Applying to a Mythic raid guild, this would be useful. This is useful even for people who've been in Mythic raid guilds and are currently in a Mythic raid guild. Some, I've seen a lot of applications in my time, and some of the things that people miss out that could easily make them stand out a little bit. So I've done a little article on this. Just a few things to bear in mind, but it's mostly written from the point of view of people who've been used to heroic raiding, and those who might want to then step up to Mythic, just so that you don't get caught out, because if no one's told you what the differences are like between heroic and Mythic raiding, how are you to know? So this sort of lets you know a few of the things, but even for people who've been in Mythic, you might well get something useful there. Then the next one is on add-ons. It just gives you a bit of an overview of the add-ons I use for raiding and some of the benefits that I think they bring. It's not a detailed guide on how to use them. I may do some of those in the future, but it is just a little look at maybe what sort of add-ons you should have, and most people can, when you have a play about with them, work them out as well. They're usually fairly user-friendly. And then finally on analysing logs, this is a very powerful tool. A lot of people, too many people, just look at their overall damage or overall healing, their output, and use that as a measuring stick of whether they're doing well or not. But there's far more to it than that, and I go through some of the things to bear in mind when you're looking at logs as well. It's not exhaustive, but I did do a video where I was analysing my own logs, so there's a video for that there as well, and I may do a video guide on using Warcraft logs at some point in the future as well, perhaps depending on feedback. So that's an overview of the website. It may look a little differently when you're looking at this, depending on when you're looking at this video, but this is how it looks at the moment, just as I'm about to publish it. If anyone has any thoughts and suggestions, of course, don't forget to email them there. Constructive advice is always welcome, and I hope you have fun and I hope you find it useful. Just bear in mind, if you're looking for content that's not quite appearing there, maybe give it, don't check back more than once a week, I want to said, because it's not going to be updated on a daily basis, far from it. I do work at the same time as well, and hopefully it's useful. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much.